So, earlier today, the guys over at Project Contingency posted an uncut gameplay video of, well, Project Contingency. It was a game of Team Oddball on Cardinal, which is their Guardian remake. This video has, of course, given us a massive insight into how their gameplay is looking, and the style of gameplay they're going for. Now, it's pretty obvious that their style of gameplay was heavily influenced by Halo 3, the most popular game in the franchise. They have equipment, they have dual wielding, heck, the map is even a remake of a Halo 3 map. With the only exception being a much higher base movement speed. It feels like Spartans run really fast in this game compared to Halo 3. Which in my opinion is a good thing because it stops the game from being so slow paced that it's boring. It allows you to traverse the map without the need for things like sprint and thruster packs, and just generally provides faster paced gameplay. We've seen two types of equipment thus far, the regenerator and the bubble shield. I don't believe the regenerator was used during this gameplay, but it is there. We have however seen the bubble shield used. Now, one issue I've seen with the bubble shield is that it currently slides down slopes, which is a bit of a problem because if you put a bubble shield somewhere on a slope and it slides away, well, there goes your cover. But I'll assume this is just a very early bubble shield, and that issue will be resolved in the future. We've also seen a plethora of weapons, including the plasma rifle, the assault rifle, sniper rifle, energy sword. I don't believe we saw a shotgun in this build, but I've seen it in previous gameplay videos before, as well as the oddball itself, which for some reason has a sniper crosshair. Not quite sure what's going on there, but sure. I assume that'll get changed out again at a later date. As far as their UI and HUD goes, the design is absolutely fantastic. I feel the icons for the equipment is a little large. It takes up a little too much screen space in my opinion, albeit that's just me, a person who enjoys very clean, very minimalistic HUDs. There are no sort of lines going across the screen, there's no sort of faux visor decals and things going on. It's very clean, it's very crisp. Everything seems to work properly except for one bug with dual wielding and the oddball, which I have pointed out to the developers. I messaged one of the team pretty much as soon as I saw it. Apparently they've fixed it or are unable to replicate it, so it may have just been a one-off. Everything seems to function correctly, the ammo counters work, the radar seems to work, the health bar works. But for some reason it went green when the player had lost some health and didn't seem to regen. I'm not sure whether this indicates whether health packs will be in the game or whether it's just a bug for now. We also have a working kill feed and objective trackers. So overall the HUD looks pretty complete. One personal thing I'd like to see is the kill feed have the random sort of kill words replaced with either the weapon icons or just icons in general really, just so that we can see who killed who with what, or if it was a headshot or anything like that really. So it could even just be player 1 killed player 2 with weapon 1. Something like that, something to give the player a bit more information as to just who killed who. There also appears to be an in-game chat. There's a press T to chat option, visible on the screen at all times. Again, if possible, I'd like an option to turn this off, because while it's very hard to see and not very visible, it can still be off-putting to some people. Now onto the graphics themselves. While the team's done a pretty good job of recreating that Halo feel, I feel that some of the meshes and textures lack a little polish. While they're great for a baseline, and I understand this is a very early build of the game, some of the map details and some of the weapon details and some of the visual effects, particle systems, sort of shield flares, that sort of thing, seem a little bit rough around the edges. They're a great start, don't get me wrong, but I think they need a bit more oomph in order to wow the viewers and the players, because at the moment it feels very cheap, as it were. It feels very sort of a little bit rushed and a little bit unpolished. Maybe that's just me, maybe you guys enjoy the current look of Contingency, but to me it feels a little off. I can't tell what it is exactly, but something feels a little weird and a little unprofessional about the graphics and the gameplay together. Not saying it's bad, I'm not saying it looks bad. It's definitely playable and it definitely works. But something just feels a little off to me. The game sort of has that Unreal Engine look. And you guys may not notice, but it's something I notice working with Unreal and looking at a lot of Unreal Engine games. But you can sort of tell that a game is made in Unreal before you know it's made in Unreal. I'm not saying this again is a bad thing, but to someone like me who knows and can see that it's an Unreal game, it sort of makes it feel a little less professional. Now I know they're not professionals. I know they're not a professional dev team hired by Microsoft or 343 or whatever. They're just a group of guys that are making a game around Halo because they love Halo. And that's fair enough. But of course I want to see all these projects do as best as they can and as well as they can. So I'm hoping the criticism doesn't come off too heavy. The good things in the game speak for themselves. And I want to help improve with the things that I personally feel aren't so good. Now when I was speaking to one of the developers, they wanted me to let you guys know that they are recruiting. They haven't told me exactly which positions they're recruiting for, but they have told me they're recruiting. I'll leave a link to both their website and the recruitment page of their website in the description below, as well as their Discord. And if you have any skills you think might benefit their team, don't hesitate to let them know. Thank you very much for watching. What are your guys' thoughts on Project Contingency? Let me know in the comment section down below. And remember, stay classy.